Haunted Hill Farm is bringing back old Spirit Halloween animatronics for 2024. Let's talk about it. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and welcome to a super exciting video because finally something newsworthy has happened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been around 2 weeks since the last upload here on the GMHaunts YouTube channel, and the reason for that is simply because over these last 2 weeks, not really anything has happened within our crazy world of Halloween. Well, today we finally have something to discuss, and it's actually something very big to discuss because Haunted Hill Farm has given a preview of their 2024 animatronic lineup, and they've announced that they will be bringing back 9 animatronics that were manufactured by Tekky Design in the past, and a lot of them were sold at Spirit Halloween. Last year for 2023, we saw Haunted Hill Farm debut their Back from the Dead collection, which is where they worked with Tekky Design to bring back some old animatronics, and the highlight from 2023 would probably have been Jack-O-Lunger, of course the Spirit Halloween 2014 animatronic. So without any further ado, this is very exciting news and we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into the Haunted Hill Farm / Tekky Design 2024 animatronics. So the first animatronic that will be joining the Back from the Dead collection for Haunted Hill Farm during 2024 is none other than the Spirit Halloween 2012 Damian animatronic. Yes, that's right, Damian will be coming to Haunted Hill Farm's website for the 2024 Halloween season, and like I just said, Damian was a Spirit Halloween 2012 animatronic. He was then online only for Spirit during 2013, and he retailed for $119.99 back then in 2012 and 2013. I should also mention that Damian was wholesaled a couple of times to some different companies and retailers, so he wasn't exclusively sold at Spirit, but now for 2024, he'll be returning now to the Haunted Hill Farm website, of course, once again manufactured by Tekky. Of course, Damian was another rendition of Tekky's Demonica animatronic, utilizing that same animation with the rising up, the head turning. Everything Demonica does, Damian does as well, and there actually is another rendition of the Demonica mechanism, and spoiler alert, that animatronic is also coming to Haunted Hill Farm for 2024. But for right now, we're talking about Damian, and this is definitely a very popular return for Haunted Hill Farm to have during the 2024 season, because Damian is a classic Spirit animatronic, like I said, coming out in 2012. He's kind of in that golden era of Spirit, and so far with the news of him coming back for the Back from the Dead collection, people are very excited, and haunters are very excited to be able to pick this guy up once again, now for the 2024 season. And I will say, me personally, I've never been the biggest fan of Damian. I've always preferred Demonica and Howler, which we're going to talk about in just a second, over Damian, but still it is awesome to see him coming back because, like I said, he's just a classic Spirit animatronic, and I love that Haunted Hill Farm is bringing him back for another season. Now, I did just mention him, so I guess we'll talk about him next. The next animatronic coming to Haunted Hill Farm for 2024 is the Howler. Now, obviously, Howler is a Spirit Halloween 2012 animatronic as well, and he was sold online only between 2013 and 2014 on Spirit's website for $129.99. Now, like I just said with Damian, Howler is yet another rendition of that Demonica animation. Obviously, Howler does feature mouth movement, which is something we did not see on Demonica or Damian, and it is super fitting for him considering the fact that Howler is a werewolf. Now, I do have to say, my opinion on Howler is that he may be the best rendition of the Demonica animation. I love Demonica, I think she's great, obviously she's a classic Spirit animatronic, but Howler I always thought was such a great use of the Demonica animation, and again, it just really fit a werewolf so well, and I've never gotten my hands on Howler, so you can imagine how excited I am to see that he will be coming back for 2024 to the Haunted Hill Farm website. Now, like I said, he he did retail for $129.99 during his time at Spirit Halloween, and unfortunately, we do not know any of the prices as of right now for what these new versions coming to Haunted Hill Farm will cost, but with the original being $130, maybe $150, $160 is kind of what I'm going to guess as of right now. But nonetheless, I am so excited to say that Howler will be coming back for 2024 to the Haunted Hill Farm website. This next animatronic returning for 2024 is an extremely popular animatronic when it comes to the Haunter community, and this is the Spirit Halloween Rosemary animatronic. Now, obviously, Rosemary, an absolute gem classic when it comes to Spirit animatronics, and Rosemary was, of course, sold from 2011 through 2014 in stores, and then she was online only during the 2015 season. She also did get a revamping, I'm gonna say, in 2021 that was sold at Morris Costumes, but that was kind of a whole other thing with a whole different color scheme. We're not gonna be talking about that. Right now, we're talking about the classic Rosemary that was sold at Spirit. This is the version that will be coming back for 2024 to the Haunted Hill Farm website. The classic white dress, eating brain, everything we love about Rosemary will be coming to the Haunted Hill Farm website. And like I said, unfortunately, we do not know what her price tag will be. We just know that this is the version Haunted Hill Farm has ordered. I think this one will definitely be one of the best selling for Haunted Hill Farm, considering the fact that Rosemary is just so popular and people love her so much, and now that Tekky is reworking her without changing any of the color scheme or the look of her like it did in 2021 with Morris Costumes, I think this is going to be a home run when it comes to sales for Haunted Hill Farm. This next returning animatronic is kind of strange, but I am excited to see that he's making a return. This is the Spirit Halloween 2021 Headless Jack. Obviously, Headless Jack is just a static prop, and I feel like he's one of the more forgotten props from the 2021 Spirit lineup, which is why I say it's kind of odd to see that Haunted Hill Farm is bringing him back, just because he's kind of an obscure prop. He was an inbox only. He is super tall, or standing at around 9 feet tall, so he's got that going for him, but I just feel like people have kind of forgotten about Headless Jack, which, hey, maybe that makes it better that he is coming back for 2024. Once again, we have no idea what his new price tag will be. We just know that he is Headless Jack. He's gonna look the same. He'll have the same audio most likely, and it is just kind of a curious pick in my opinion to see that Haunted Hill Farm is working with Tekky Design to revive Headless Jack. This next animatronic coming to Haunted Hill Farm for 2024 is kind of another interesting pick, and this is the Spirit Halloween 2009 Tombstone Lifter. Yes, you heard me correctly. Tombstone Lifter will be coming to the Haunted Hill Farm website for the 2024 season. This guy was in stores between 2009 and 2010 at Spirit Halloween, and then he was online only for 2011 and 2012 with a price tag of $80 in 2009, $90 in 2010, and then he had a sale price tag of $69.99, 70 United States dollars. Now, kind of the same, like I said, with Headless Jack. I feel like Tombstone Lifter, kind of a forgotten animatronic, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I more just mean that it's kind of interesting to see that Haunted Hill Farm would have gone for bringing him back, just because I feel like no one really remembers Tombstone Lifter. But again, like I said, with Headless Jack, maybe that's a good thing, and maybe this kind of revived run for Tombstone Lifter will make him actually sell better than he did even back in the day. And once again, I am just very interested to see that this prop will be coming to Haunted Hill Farm for 2024. The last old Spirit animatronic that will be coming to Haunted Hill Farm for 2024 is another interesting one, and this is the Spirit Halloween 2020 Ellie Hatchet animatronic. Now, I should say right out of the gate that actually for 2024, she will not be going by the name Ellie Hatchet. She will be going by Axe Girl. Much more generic, obviously, not as interesting as Ellie Hatchet was. But again, just a nitpick thing. It's just a name. It doesn't really matter that much. We also know that she will feature an updated sound going into the 2024 season, which is interesting just because none of these other returning Spirit props say they will have an updated audio. So kind of curious once again as to why Ellie Hatchet or Axe Girl is getting an updated audio. And then of course that also brings up the question, what will the new audio be for Ellie Hatchet? Again, this is an interesting pick. She was in stores for 2020 as an inbox only, and kind of like I said with these last couple ones, I kind of feel like she's more on the forgotten side from like the 2020 lineup, just because she was inbox only and she wasn't out there at every store for everyone to see. But nonetheless, for people who do remember her, she is kind of fondly remembered as a neat take for a Tekky female animatronic, and I'm definitely interested to see that Tekky and Haunted Hill Farm will be reviving Ellie Hatchet as Axe Girl with new audio for 2024. The rest of these animatronics that Haunted Hill Farm is bringing back for 2024 with Tekky Design are unfortunately not old Spirit animatronics. These ones are just from Tekky's past and not necessarily sold at Spirit. The first one is the Rising Ghost Woman animatronic. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of not fazed by this return. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, because it definitely isn't, but I'm also not, like, shocked, amazed, so excited like I am with some of those Spirit props, like Howler. Rising Ghost Woman is just kind of another animatronic, in my opinion, so she's not, like, a huge eye-catcher when I looked at this list for the first time and saw what Haunted Hill Farm is bringing back. But nonetheless, Rising Ghost Woman, she was sold at Party City, kind of mainly with what her main retailer was, and it looks like now she'll be sold at Haunted Hill Farm for 2024. This next one is very similar to the Rising Ghost Woman, and this is the Animated Bride. Once again, not really super interested in this return, definitely not going to be picking her up, and I just, again, kind of lump her in with just another animatronic. She's never been one that I was so interested in or thought was necessarily that awesome. Again, just another animatronic in my personal opinion, but the Animated Bride will be coming to Haunted Hill Farm. And then finally, the very last animatronic that Tekky will be partnering up with Haunted Hill Farm to release for 2024 is the Haunted TV. Unfortunately, this is not the Terror TV or the Terror Vision that was sold at Spirit Halloween. It is not that version. This is the silver gray version that Tekky manufactured. Obviously, it's got the same animation as the Terror TV, and it's got the same general concept to it, just with a different color scheme and a different look to it. I still think it's a great prop. I actually own the Spirit version of the Terror TV, and I've always loved the animation of the face popping out of that screen there. It is such a cool effect, and I think it's still cool on this other version that's more silver gray. I actually think that this version is much more kind of like Twilight Zone looking with that kind of black and just gray color scheme. But nonetheless, the Haunted TV will be coming to Haunted Hill Farm for the 2024 season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All 9 of the Back from the Dead animatronics coming to Haunted Hill Farm for the 2024 season by Tekky Design. I am so excited to see these 9 animatronics being revived for the 2024 season, and there are so many cool ones in the assortment. Personally, the one I am most excited for is definitely the Howler. Like I said, I have always loved the Howler, and I am so excited to see him getting another chance and coming back for 2024, and I am definitely gonna have to get my hands on the Howler at some point during the 2024 season. I think it's so awesome to see Tekky and Haunted Hill Farm working together like this, because it allows animatronics from Spirit or from other retailers to be brought back, revived, and give us haunters another chance to buy them, even if they're not returning to the company they were originally sold at. But I guess, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I was gonna say there for more Haunted Hill Farm 2024 videos. Goodbye.